Okay. Doomsday's coming. There's a lot going on, there's a lot to unpack. It feels like the Marvel of old. Theories are all over the place, people are coming up with their own ideas of what's going on. Fandom's raging. Speaking with my friends, it's so much fun. God, we are so back. I watched the trailer several times and I kind of have an idea now of what's going on. You can piece together some scenes and try to make sense of them, and that's exactly what I've tried to do here. So there's no spoilers, these are just my thoughts based on what we've seen. This analysis might be a bit of a deep cut, or it might not be, but stick with me, it's just my excitement now. So Marvel's Phase 4, specifically Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, first introduced us to the concept of incursion events. An incursion event in Marvel Comics occurs when the boundary between two or more universes erodes, causing them to collide and resulting in the destruction of one or many realities entirely. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the primary cause of an incursion event is prolonged, reckless multiversal travel or intervention. Right, so at the end of Avengers Endgame, we saw exactly this. We saw prolonged, reckless multiversal travel. Captain America, aka Steve Rogers, went back in time to return Mjolnir and the Infinity Stones to where and also when they were supposed to be, because they took them in Endgame to beat Thanos. The whole time heist thing. However, he stayed back with Peggy. He never came back. And that in itself, in the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, would ultimately cause an incursion event, because he changed the course of history of a timeline by traveling to it from a different one and then staying there. Right, you still with me? The beginning of the trailer, we hear Doctor Doom's voice for the very first time with the following words. Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision. Woo! Chilling. So let's dissect this. I feel this quote is from the very beginning of the film. Much in the vein of Thanos, I feel Doom will first be portrayed as a savior of his universe and timeline. He tried to stop it from destruction. I mean, Thanos, that's exactly what he tried to do in Infinity War by wiping out half of the universe, so the other half would eventually, So he predicted the incursion event. The same incursion event triggered by Captain America going back and staying there in the past in Endgame. This caused Doom's universe, which also includes Fantastic Four, the MCU's main universe, Earth 616, and also the Fox X-Men universe to collide with each other. There might even be more universes here colliding with each other, who knows? I mean, maybe Toby and Andrew's Spider-Man universes, who knows? The Something's Coming is indeed the exact incursion event. These three universes colliding is causing this chaos. We even see a glimpse of the incursion event happening in the trailer with Professor X looking out the window. More on that in a moment. It's an unthinkable situation and with absolutely dire circumstances. Unstoppable and ultimately the end of an entire universe. Yeah, that makes sense based on what Doom's talking about here. Going back to Doom's quote, at the end he says, before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision. This line here, Doom is talking to the heroes of all three universes, definitely Thor, which I'm going to speak about in a second, possibly Professor X, Magneto, and Cyclops. God, how cool is it to get my boy James Marsden back as Cyclops, and maybe even more. I mean, Toby as Spider-Man even. Doom is explaining what incursion events are to these heroes. This will also set the tone at the very start of the film for the entire audience. Everyone will get the idea of exactly what is going on. With Thanos, it was the same. Collect the Infinity Stones, snap fingers, half the world gone, done. Incursion events are a bit more complicated to explain, but this lesson from Doctor Doom, with all of these other heroes from other universes present, will definitely help everyone understand. The unthinkable decision is Doom asking each of the heroes which universe stays and which one perishes. This is obviously a huge burden for all of the heroes combined. Imagine everyone in an entire universe just gone. So the Avengers, X-Men, and maybe even more will all fight it out for their respective universes until they ultimately join, team up, and try to solve the situation. I have a feeling Doom will have some ability to stop the incursion event from happening, or at least he'll be able to protect his own universe. Maybe with Franklin. We saw at the end of Fantastic Four, he went to Franklin, Reed and Sue's son. So the heroes of all universes ultimately team up to fight Doom to stop the incursion. God, this film is going to be so cool. I think at the end of this haunting speech from Doom, Thor, being the strongest Avenger, tries to fight Doom, but ultimately gets walloped. Poor guy. And that is what we see with the two-finger Stormbreaker block from Doom. This sets the tone for how strong Doctor Doom really is. This is, of course, the first time the audiences have really seen him. So a strong scene right at the beginning of him almost killing Thor with so much ease will send audiences into absolute fear. Similar to what Thanos did with the Hulk in Infinity War. And this then explains the speech from Thor. I fought with many heroes in my time. They were stronger than all of us put together. They died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Everything they sacrificed for will be for nothing if we do not stand together. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. Thor is shook of Doctor Doom. He's trying to rally all of the heroes from all universes to fight him together, or at least prevent the incursion from happening. This film will be a ticking clock until the incursion, until the end of one or more universes, until Doomsday. Some final comments. X-Men fighting the Avengers is so cool to see. Feels like a comic book crossover event happening in live action. I really enjoyed Robert Downey Jr.'s Latvian accent for Doom. It's different. It didn't even sound like him. It's dark and heavy, giving the same vibes as Infinity War, and I'm all for it. Lots of surprises still remaining, so it was just perfect in terms of what it was revealing. I'm convinced that's not our Cap. It just doesn't make much sense for how he would appear like that and why he looks so different. The black clothes as well also feels intentional. Captain Hydra, maybe Nomad. What is going on? Who knows? I don't really have a theory on what is going on with Steve Rogers, but it's more a feeling. Once I do, maybe I'll do a video on it. Yeah, and I think that scene of Magneto and Professor X looking out towards the incursion is from the end of the movie, where they both sacrifice their own universe, somehow while saving everyone in it, and that is sadly the last we'll ever see of them. Hope you enjoyed my breakdown of the Avengers Doomsday trailer. If you did, please like and subscribe for more content daily. Doomsday is going to be amazing. I was saying to my brother, we should start looking for tickets straight away. Yeah, Dune 3 tickets are out already. Doomsday not yet, at least for the UK. Can't wait for December and watch these films back to back. I'll see you all tomorrow for a new video. Until then, bye bye.